Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I am your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. It is a nice and sunny day here in Austin, Texas. I'm enjoying my day off. Gonna sit here and chat about some geek stuff with you. Got a beer in my hand. It's gonna be a good time, guys. So, on today's show, we're talking trailers for Bumblebee and Fantastic Beasts, and of course, towards the end, I'm going to talk about DC and Warner Brothers setting a release date for their Birds of Prey film. But first, a couple of housekeeping things. Guys, the last couple days, I've been sitting down and watching Netflix's animated fantasy, The Dragon Prince. Now, I talked about this when the trailer came out, and I wasn't quite sure about it. You know, it definitely falls in the category that I talk about, and it was very fantasy, felt very much, had like a Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it. I think it's based off a book series. I'm not quite sure about that, but I sat down, I put it on my Netflix queue, and I watched the first episode last week, and I wasn't thrilled about it. I was like, whatever. So I came back to it, I think it was like 2 days ago, to episode 2, and I decided I was going to give it my 3-episode rule, where if I'm not into it or if I don't care about it after 3 episodes, I'll drop it. It was like less than 30 minutes per episode, so I wasn't wasting a lot of time. And I ended up finishing it this morning in about 2 days. There's 9 episodes, and to be honest, I enjoyed it. It's that total fantasy feel. It's got magic and elves and dragons. It's, in that realm, but it's got that family viewing feel to where I can sit down with my daughter and watch this and we can both get something out of it. Now, it does have that, kiddie-ish tone. A lot of the jokes are very corny, but the kids will enjoy it, of course. It's rated Y7, but it's something that, again, if you're a fan of that fantasy genre, such as Lord of the Rings, such as Game of Thrones, this is something you could sit down with your kids and both get something out of. Plot points are very mature, so, you're gonna get sucked into it. I would definitely compare it to the feel of something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, which makes sense because I know one of the show creators actually wrote for Avatar, so that would make sense. But again, it's just a good fantasy show filled with good characters. Couple things that really piqued my interest in it. Number one is that one of the characters, General Amaya, is actually a high-ranking general in the human army, and she's deaf. So in the story, or in the season, she's sign language, she's doing signing, and Gren is her interpreter and one of her deputies. And I think it was very interesting that they took this character that is female and a very good fighter and very strong character, and, like I said, give her a disability like that in a world such as this. You don't often see that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. A lot of the other characters, of course, I loved. The main 3 characters, Callum, Ryla, and Ezron. Those are the main 3 to take a look at. But it's 9 episodes. It's on Netflix. If you like that fantasy genre, I recommend checking it out. Like I said, give it 3 episodes. If you're not in it after 3 episodes, go ahead and skip it. But it's something, as a parent, there's some stuff that I want to watch that I can't watch with my daughter around. This is something that, we sat down and watched together. She didn't get into it as much as I did, but she did ask questions, and I call that a plus. So maybe now that she's familiar with it, she might want to sit down and watch season 2 whenever that comes out. But check it out, guys. It's on Netflix, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right, next up, as far as housekeeping stuff. So normally I try to do a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, Thursday I'm going to be busy again, so I'm going to try to do a show Friday night, get it posted on Saturday. Main reason I'm going to be busy on Thursday is that I'm going to my local Cinemark theater for a Fathom event where they'll be showing the Transformers animated movie from 1986. and I cannot wait. I'm taking my coworker and friend Josh, who, when I first started this podcast, he was my co-host. He's, come on there a couple times since then, but he's never seen it before. So I'm excited for him to see it and just see what he thinks about it. This is a film I have loved growing up. I own it on Blu-ray. It's still my favorite Transformer movie out of all of them. So I'm going to be doing that Thursday night. Allegedly, they're going to have some kind of special features with the film to where we get a sneak peek at Bumblebee, and then they're also going to do some kind of featurette in regards to the music of the film done by Stan Bush. When I was a teenager, my brother and my neighborhood friends used to tease me because I would still listen to this soundtrack, and to me it is the epitome of 80s music. Great story, great science fiction tale. Guys, if you haven't watched it, of course, check it out, and it'll be your favorite Transformer film. But speaking of Transformers, new trailer for Bumblebee came out yesterday morning. So this film's being directed by Travis Knight, who did Kubo and the Two Strings. It's set to come out December 21st, I believe. Hold on, I'm looking it up. It is December 21st. Yes, of course. It's on that day where everything comes out. You got Aquaman, Bumblebee, Alita Battle Angel, a couple other films that within a week you have like Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, Mary Poppins, these three films, that really good looking Steve Carell film, I think it's Welcome to Marwen or something like that. Just like the Christmas is like bombarded with all these good movies, especially Alita Battle Angel, Aquaman, and Bumblebee, because they're all going after the same crowd. And honestly, I think it's going to end up biting all of them in the ass because they're taking a little bit away from each other, which sucks. But the Bumblebee trailer, I liked it. I'm looking forward to this film. It's the first Transformers movie that we're going to get, live action, that has not been directed by Michael Bay. Now, I'm a fan of the first live action film and the third one. The other three, not so much, especially the last one. What was the last one? Like Age of Extinction or something like that? That movie was horrible. Really, Travis Knight is the reason I'm excited for this film. I love Kubo and the Two Strings. I thought it was a great story, well directed, and I'm hoping that he can bring that to this film. With this, I was hoping it's going to be kind of a smaller film in regards to not as many Transformers. With this final trailer, it has me doubting it a little bit. We see a lot of Cybertronians, I guess you'd call them, in this trailer. Not only is Bumblebee and maybe another two fighting, but you see, the classics such as Soundwave and Shockwave. I swear it looks like Starscream's in there, but they say it's another Transformer, although he looks an awful lot like Starscream, in my opinion. But anyway, of course, we also see Optimus Prime in it. The thing about it is they are looking like the classic Transformers. Optimus Prime, of course, looking exactly like he does in the original cartoon. Same with Soundwave and Shockwave. Bumblebee still looks like Bumblebee from the movies. I get it, that's fine. I'm curious, though, exactly how it's going to go, because, say, for instance, in order for Optimus Prime to look like Optimus Prime, he has to have, scanned a truck on Earth to be part truck, so he have to have come to Earth at some point. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they figured it out, or if they haven't thought about this little plot hole here, it's going to be very disappointing. But I trust Travis Knight. I'm looking forward to this. I got to be honest, I really don't know if I'm going to see this or Aquaman first. I really don't. Alita Battle Angel that week, that's going to be, the third film I see, but I really don't know if I want to see this or Aquaman first. But it looks good. Looks like, a lot of action. I want that personal story. The first couple trailers made it seem like it was having an Iron Giant feel with just, a girl in her car. Haley Steinfeld, great actress. It's got John Cena in it as well. It looks like the Decepticons are looking to deceive the humans in this one too. So we'll see how that goes for them. But I want a good personal story, much how I felt the first Transformers was. There was that line that Shia LaBeouf did where he's like, I bought a car, turned out to be an alien robot. Who knew? It's a great line, and honestly, that's what I want from this film as well. That's the feeling I want. I want the relationship between Steinfeld and Bumblebee, and if you nail that, I think you can nail the film. So there it is, guys. Go check it out online. Let me know what you think about it. Alright, guys, the next trailer we're taking a look at is Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. A new trailer came out this morning. The film is set to come out November 19th. Why do I not know these release dates? They have them here on me, and I lose them, you know? It's horrible. I'm really horrible at my job, guys. I do completely apologize about this. November 16th. There we go. See, I found it. All right, comes out November 16th, directed by David Yates, the same guy who directed the first Fantastic Beasts and the last couple Harry Potter films. So he definitely knows this world. In this trailer, we're getting more about the story and really more in depth to this world and why Dumbledore tries to get Newt to take down Grindelwald and not himself. He trusts Newt. He thinks Newt is a good person, and mainly because he does not seek power, which is a good line. I believe it. That's cool. Grindelwald played by Johnny Depp in this one. Say what you will, but Johnny Depp can bring it if he wants to. If he does bring it, that's great. Other people have other opinions about him and possibly him promoting this film. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just going to talk about the trailer and the story. But a couple little hidden gems in this trailer that we get. First off, Newt has a brother. At the end of the trailer, he's, puts his brother in the chair, and he's like, I think that was the greatest moment of my life. So I don't know if his brother either A, is against Grindelwald, or B, possibly with Grindelwald. I don't think the trailer really shows one way or the other. I think it'd be interesting if he was with Grindelwald, but I can also see him being, kind of a high-ranking person in the wizarding world and maybe looking down on his brother a little bit. I think there's a lot to play with there as far as family dynamics in that go. Now, one thing they did mention in this trailer, of course, is a little link to the Harry Potter films, and Voldemort himself, is that Nagini is not actually a snake. Who knew? Nagini is actually a real-life woman, and in this trailer we see her transform into the snake, who will eventually become a Horcrux for Voldemort. Now, the actress Claudia Kims is playing Nagini, and we see in this Ezra Miller's character Credence says her name, and she turns into a snake. Now, talking with Entertainment Weekly a little bit about this, she says, it's so interesting to see another side of Nagini. We've only seen her as a Horcrux. In this, she's a wonderful and vulnerable woman who wants to live. She is bound to permanently transform at some point to a beast, so she feels the pressure that the clock is ticking. She has powers that are yet to be explored. I can't confirm she has powers as other wizards have, and she doesn't have a wand. Interesting. Makes her a very interesting character, something that makes me very curious. Of course, I like the Harry Potter and Wizarding World films. Not a huge fan of them. That's my wife. But this definitely piqued my interest because watching the Harry Potter films, I only saw Nagini as a snake, diving deeper and figuring out that there's actually a person instead of a snake there. That's pretty interesting, actually, in my eyes. The last part of this trailer I want to talk about is the Dumbledore side. You have that line says, I cannot move against Grindelwald. It has to be you. Newt replies, you want me to hunt him down, to kill him. Dumbledore, why can't you go? And we see in this the scene in front of the mirror, Dumbledore reflecting on his past with Grindelwald, not only as a friend, but maybe as a possible lover, is what they could have been. I know, again, just a little bit deeper into the relationships we might get in this film, which I gotta say drags me in a little bit more, gets it deeper, not just surface, get the bad guy, giving these characters depth, which J.K. Rowling does. And I'm excited to see the film. Not overly excited, not excited as, like I said, my wife is, but I'm anxious to see it. So go online, check it out if you haven't already. Fire back on the social media groups. Let me know what you think. And the last story for today. So, it was announced by Warner Brothers that they have officially set a date for their Birds of Prey film, and it's going to be February 7th, 2020. Now, Margot Robbie is going to reprise her role as Harley Quinn, and she's also going to help produce the film, too. The film is set to star characters such as Batgirl, Black Canary, Huntress, Renee Montoya, and then possibly the villain being Black Mask. Robbie herself, like I said, is going to play Harley Quinn, and it's going to be directed by Kathy Yan, which I think when it came out, I talked about it. I don't know who she is, but it's a very female-centered film, directed by a woman, starred a bunch of women, both heroes and villains in this, and, you know, you can kind of see where Warner Brothers wants to head. It's said that they want to not bring out another Superman film, instead do a Supergirl film, kind of see where they're going with this. To me, I get it. They want to focus on the market they don't have. Most people that go to see these superhero genre type films are guys. That's fine. So they have to focus on the market they're not getting. Women. How do they do that? They put more female superhero girls in there, such as Batgirl, Black Canary, Wonder Woman, Supergirl. I get it. It's business. It's smart business. Totally fine with it. And honestly, like I said, as a man who loves superheroes and has a daughter, I want her to love these characters and find something relatable to them. So I'm totally okay with this, especially considering that they talked about how they're putting everything else really around this on hold. You got the Harley Quinn versus Joker, which allegedly a script has been done, and then you have David Ayer's Gotham City Sirens. Both of those, along with the Suicide Squad sequel, are all put on the back burner. Now, 2 weeks ago, it was announced that Henry Cavill probably wouldn't be returning as Superman. And there was talk, even I said it, you know, maybe a reboot was in order for the DC Cinematic Universe. But if they're moving ahead with Birds of Prey with Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, she fits into that original cinematic universe. So I don't think they are going to reboot at this point. And I don't think, you know, I always said I don't think they should. I don't like the idea of going on without Affleck as Batman or Cavill as Superman. And I can see them putting them on the shelf for now in favor of other characters. I get that, especially since we've introduced Batman as Ben Affleck in the cinematic universe. So bringing in a Batgirl will be fine. And I said this when they talked about the Birds of Prey film. I can see this being a very kind of like kick-ass kind of feel to it, where Batgirl, who imitates or loves Batman, tries to be like him by dressing up like Batgirl, and she runs into, say, Huntress and Black Canary, who are very professional types, trying to hunt down Black Mask. Batgirl gets caught up in all of it. I can see it going very much like a kick-ass storyline. Maybe they won't go that way. I probably about 99% sure they won't go that way, and that's fine with me. I like Birds of Prey. I wasn't a big fan of the old WB TV show, but that's all right. I think the comic works well. I think these characters work well. So if this is the way they're going to go with it, that's fine. My only thing is, yeah, Margot Robbie's the biggest name you got, but still focus on the heroes, okay? I don't want the focus to be on Harley Quinn. I want it to be on Batgirl. Probably should be the main character in this, and everyone else supports her is how I feel it should go. You try to focus on the villain, I don't think it's going to go well. I don't know what other villains they're going to do besides Harley Quinn. Maybe they'll bring in Poison Ivy, Catwoman, who knows. But Birds of Prey getting an official release date, and kind of the news we're hearing makes me believe they're still moving ahead with this cinematic universe. They're not going to reboot, and, you know, that they're going to try to focus on getting a bigger female audience, because that's what they're lacking, and that makes smart business sense in my eyes. So let me know, guys. Hit me up, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Of course, the Facebook group and Twitter are always open for discussions. And that's going to be it for me for today. Like I said, Thursday I probably won't do a show. I don't know, but somewhere within this week, I'm going to get another show out, guys. Until then, may the Force be with us all.